Hello, we are here to present the Portugal-Spain pilot. It's called Digital and Green Multimodal Corridor. My name is Luis Silva. I'm from APS, part of Sines and Algarve Authority. And with me is João Graça from Marlo. João, you want to introduce yourself, please?
Yes, hello, I'm João Graça. I'm from Marvel. We developed the low emissions catalog for this pilot at the ADMIRAL project.
Okay. On the next slide, we can talk a little bit about the pilot site and our challenge. So the Port of Sines is a state-of-the-art container terminal that has connections to the main markets in the world. And we have a new rail line that was constructed between Portugal and the Spanish border, and that will start operating by the end of this year. But nowadays, only a small amount of cargo is transported between Sines and Madrid, the Spanish capital, and that cargo is transported by road, not by train. And what we notice is that the cargo owners and cargo agents have limited emissions awareness. So that was the challenge that we had on the beginning of this pilot. So the pilot is about the creation of a digital, greener, and more energy-efficient corridor in order to promote the network of collaboration, real-time data and event sharing, centralized digital processes, and synchro-modal operations. And this corridor, or this digital corridor, is based on the creation of a low-emission transportation service catalog that is integrated with ADMIRAL Marketplace. So the main partners here involved was APS, the Port of Sines and Algarve Authority, leading the pilot, Marlo, the technological partner for this pilot, as João said, that developed the catalog. And then we had the research institutes from Portugal and from Spain, LENEC and UPM, that helped us with all the studies and all the benchmarkings and everything that we needed to develop the pilot. And also there are two key stakeholders that were involved and that we talked a lot during the pilot. There is it's Medway. It's the main rail operator here in Portugal and in the Port of Sines, and already has a lot of traffic in Spain. And TML, it's a road transport company that is based in Sines, so it has a lot of work also here in the port. In the next slide, we can see some of the outcomes of our pilot. And first of all, we like to highlight the studies that was taken during the pilot that allow us to understand the logistics network traffic, especially the rail network operation. This resulted in a new deliverable that is called traffic analysis, and several papers and scientific articles made by the two research partners. Another outcome was, and we wanted to promote the modal transfer from road to rail, taking advantage of the new railway that will start operating in the end of this year. And with the traffic analysis study, we know that we can achieve a modal shift from 10 to 30%. Other outcome is about emissions. We want to grant CO2 emission awareness and reduction for cargo owners. And as the result of this pilot, we could understand that 32.5% reduction in greenhouse gases emissions around 2030, and about 80% reduction in energy consumption. This this evaluation is considering the most positive scenario, where we have electric railway systems and zero emission road freight vehicles. Another outcome that we believe that it's very important for the project and also for the Port of Sines, it's the engagement of all stakeholders in order to increase the collaborative logistics with the Port Authority, road and rail operators, multimodal platforms, and logistic operators. You can see in this image some of the companies that we contacted during the pilot that allowed us to get them on board, if you want, And we have the port, of course, we have the rail operators, we have the infrastructure managers, namely the multimodal rail and road platforms, the road operators, and cargo owners and logistic operators that will be some of the buyers, if you want, in the marketplace for this kind of services. So this is the big picture of the pilot. And now I pass the word to João to start explaining the other two outcomes of this project, namely the catalog, which is the main outcome, and the zero emission, the connection and the integration in the ADMIRAL marketplace. So João, go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you. Well, the approach that we had for this solution, the low emission service catalog, was a entry point for the exposure of transport service in this corridor to the ADMIRAL marketplace. With this low emissions catalog, what we wanted to do was to expose this service to this marketplace, and in the future to others marketplace, for the service providers that act in this corridor and in others, and that have some difficulty publishing their services. And with this, helping the model shift from road to rail, and also create the awareness of the CO2 emissions that each one of these transport are producing. So in a very zoomed way, we developed a service catalog that are now receiving transport service from Nexus and Joule platform, also publishing it in this open data platform, and at the same time publishing it to the marketplace of ADMIRAL. To develop this catalog, we had done several services, such as the authentication and the account manager, the rail, road and terminal, the identifier of each one of these service providers, the description of the rail and road service list, and the CO2 emissions that are integrated with the ADMIRAL marketplace. All these functionalities can be done via a web page that I'm going to show you in the next part, but can also be integrated with the transport management system of each one of the service providers, in order not to duplicate the work that have to be done, but to simplify it via API integrations or any other integration. So very quick. Sorry. Just a very quick overview of the low emissions catalog. At the landing page, you have 3 sections: the company description, details, and where you can choose the marketplaces where you want to be integrated. You can either activate or deactivate the integrations. The service configurations, where you make the description of the service that you are providing, can be road, rail, or terminal operation, and in which marketplace you are integrated. And per last, the service offered list. This is where you have the description of the specific service of transport. Must have a initial and end schedule, the capacity, and the CO2 associated to this emission. This is also very important because it's where we can use to publish empty miles transport from road services that we may find in other Nexus platform, and it's very important in order to diminish the CO2 emissions of this transport. So getting back to the presentation, just a quick change. As a sorry. Okay. As a resume of the value that we have built, we started with the need, and as we said, we identify that there is a limited end-to-end visibility of this logistic chain. Also, it's difficult to have the awareness and to measure the green gas emissions associated with this. The model shift in this network, it's very important. Not only that helps with the lower green gas emissions, but also with this investment in the train track between Sines and Madrid. It's important and crucial because it will be faster to transport by train than it is nowadays, and obviously the need for the transport operators to publish their low emissions offering in several marketplaces in a structured and discoverable format. The approach that we had was to build this catalog that will be integrated with other marketplaces, as it is for the Admiral for now, enabling shippers to discover these services, to compare it, and to book it easily, and giving worldwide visibility for these services and for these small operators. The transport operators can also publish this service via web interface, API integrations with transport management system, or if they are publishing this service at the Joule Nexus dataset, it's also available to receive them at this stage. The application, we think that our main clients can be interland transport with multimodal freight corridors, sustainable chain management and green corridors initiatives, but also the rail and road service providers, inland terminal operators, logistics service providers, or freight forwarders that want to offer their services and their transport worldwide. The benefit, we identify the green gas emission reduction through this promotion of the model shift, the transparency and traceability across the supply chain, increasing collaboration and confidence for the logistics stakeholders, the reduction of the empty miles, and a better asset utilization for both rail, wagons, trucks, and with the direct reduction of the cost per TEU. So this was the presentation of our digital and green multimodal corridor.